Peter, congratulations on becoming a father.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about that.
I can understand what like people like Eric Brown, my trainer, feel like being a father and why they promote being a father is such a great thing because you think you know love, but it's no love like that type of love. Having something that's a part of you and you have all the say to be able to put and instill like lessons in that love, and it's like it's too many words to even explain what does that mean. Just to me, you can ask every father out there in America or around the world what it means to have a kid in their life, and for those I just learned a lot of different things about myself having a kid. I learned that it's not really about me, and it was never about me all this time, because if you have a baby in 1 second, right, and all of the love just go to him, I mean, how much can you say was about you in the first place?
Does it motivate you to work harder in the ring?
Yeah, I'm motivated off of just work, because if you don't work, you won't eat. You know what I'm saying? They said a wise man said that somebody can show you, give you a fish and you eat for the day, but if somebody gave you a fishing pole, you eat for life. And these are the tools that help me eat for life. Is the things I learned from different people and my peers that I'm able to be motivated. But the fatherhood definitely, of course, because now I have to instill the same kind of tradition into my kid and let him know that he's going to have to provide for his own one day.
You're fighting at Barclays Center. It's close to your home. How do you feel about that?
I feel I might walk there the day that I'm supposed to fight, just to warm up and just get things off my mind to go into that fight with a healthy mind. But it feels good to be able to go back there again in such a exciting arena where a lot of my fans will come support me. Be focused on the victory.
Besides being at Barclays Center, it's the second fight on NBC. How do you feel about fighting on network TV?
I think the exposure is what boxing really need for the hard-working trainers who dedicated days in, days out in this boxing business, and as well for the fighters who commit their lives to this thing. It just let me know that my hard work has took me a long way. It took me a long way, and I'm just glad to be able to be seen amongst the world and getting exposed to the world to doing great things in the ring. And I'm just glad to be part of such a big cast of people who's putting so much of their lives for that TV and that spotlight, and feeding their family. So I also want to thank Al Heyman for making that possible, because as you know, boxing like that haven't been on free networks like that for over 30 years.
So you're fighting in New York, but you're training here. Is it because of Eric or is it by design?
Yeah, I mean by design, that's the way it is. Eric's here, this is his home, and I feel comfortable training here. It's away from what a lot of distractions. We trained our last camp there, and we just learned that everything comes with a different distraction. We still looking for the perfect camp. We haven't had a perfect camp yet. And, I think as a lifetime fighter, as long as you keep on looking for that perfect camp, and regardless if you get it or not, you wanting that for yourself is a good thing. So, me coming here, it makes it a lot more easier. Not to say I want it to be easy, because the hard work is definitely hard, but it's easier to, have everything right there, and everything, all the connections I made up over the years, has made this my home.
Do you still incorporate strength and conditioning to for your preparation?
Of course, I do it every Tuesdays and Thursdays. So yesterday was the time we did it. We looking good doing it. Yesterday was a 3-a-day workout. Yesterday we did 90-minute on strength and conditioning, and then we'll come here and do 2.5 hours until I'm saying I'm done, or Eric said that's enough, and then we go do a run. So last night we did like over an hour on last night because we were doing it.
You're fighting on April 11th. You're fighting Andy Lee for WBA middleweight title.
WBO.
WBO. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
For the title that you gave away without a fight. Do you see an irony in it?
I see the story being played out before my eyes without me having anything to do with it. You know what I mean? It's just good for the story to give up the belt and then next fight for the belt again, I'll have a chance to be a two-time champion of the world. So to me, it just really, man, let me tell you, I'm not a slave to anybody's opinion or what everybody think. I think if I'm going to be considered great, I'm going to be considered great amongst the people that are my fans. So, and that's for whatever reason it is. So I just focus on the work and what we in here for, and we in here to accomplish what we here to accomplish, and that's, you know, being winning.
You turned down a fight with Matt Korobov last year. When you did that, did you already know that you were going to be on the national TV next year?
Of course, I knew it was big plans, and you know, especially if Al told me there was big plans involved, I just know that, you know, he gave me just only half of what the story was, which is don't worry about it. You know, first and foremost, he just gave me advice that, you know, whatever time you lose with your kid, you'll never get back. And, you know, I'm glad he gave me that advice because it made me feel like he had actual heart because, you know, more people I thought was my friends, when I turned that money down, they didn't understand. But if I said I wanted to turn that money down because the kid was in my life and I just wanted to experience that being a father like that people, they forgot I was even a father. They just said, oh, what about the belt though? That they skip over that thing, so it just allowed me to see who was really there for me, and I was glad that Al Heyman and I sat down and came up with the best decision for me, a decision I can live with, you know, getting time with my son, you know, not to say I didn't feel it coming back, you know what I mean, but it was worth it though. So, and I think everything in life comes with some type of sacrifice, and I'm glad I sacrificed the time off to get my mind clear, have a clear picture of what I learned. You know, so many fighters have that what is that focus called? The tunnel vision. Tunnel vision focusing. But I learned it's another focus you got to have too, and that's that broad vision focus, which is like the whole picture. So you can be the tunnel vision to get to the picture, but you got to see the whole picture from the far end. So I'm just glad that, you know, being a father is like I got a whole picture to look forward to.
Your opponent, Andy Lee, what do you think about him?
I think he's a good fighter. I think he's determined to be the champion, and I have to say he has the pressure to look impressive against a guy that's undefeated, against a guy that's been making a name for himself since he's been making a name for himself. So I think he's good. I think those losses that he's have taken has did him some justice because he's been coming back on the steamroll to earn his name back, and I think you learn to fight from a different point of motivation that I never got to fight from, so I can't really speak about, you know, being a loser because I've always been a winner, but I can only imagine that I think this time in his career he really wants to prove himself that he's amongst the best in the world, so I think that makes for a great fight.
What kind of a performance your fans can expect from you?
Man,
are you looking for a knockout?
I never look for a knockout. Knockouts come. I learned when you look for a knockout, your ass might get knocked out. So I just don't look for those. I just look to be the supreme boxer that I am and stay true and valuable to that because that's my craft. You know, it's not rock'em sock'em boxing. It's not, you know, you give me one, I give you one back. This is like I'm gonna give you two, and you definitely can have it back.
Last question. What's in the future for Kid Chocolate, and does the future include Triple G?
Well, you know, if he's gonna call Al Heyman and that's what they're gonna make happen, then I'm not gonna say no. I'm gonna say that, you know, no fighter is nobody unless he fight the best. And, you know, Gennady Golovkin is considered one of the best out there. I'm considered the best. And, you know, hopefully that fight is being made because the money need to be behind that kind of fight. You need to be able to make it and take that in the end and go on with my life.
Final question. The biggest fight is May 2nd. Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. Who do you like in that fight?
I like Mayweather because we're from the same city of Grand Rapids, Michigan. But, you know, in this kind of fight, my personal favorites don't matter at this point. You know, everybody brings something. some strong points to this fight that, you know, if we knew that Mayweather was going to win and a lot of people wouldn't think he was going to lose, then this fight would never be made. We wouldn't want to see this fight. But like I said, it's a great fight for boxing. It's the biggest, one of the biggest events that we probably won't be able to see this year. You know, and I'm just thank God that I'm a complete boxer right now. I'm from the same city as a guy they would consider one of the best in the world, and I'm just thankful that I'm holding my own legacy to that. And I have that model to be able to do the same thing that he has done in his career.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.